pleasure to meet all at last, and welcome back once again to HJN Season 5. So for this instance, I'm going to be taking a bit of a look at something different. For number 2690, we're going to be talking about commutes. Yeah. Commutes refer to a set of trips, or maybe just one particular trip as a whole, in which that is typically correlated to that of one's own job. A commute can range from driving on the road, on the interstate, riding a commuter train, or by taking a certain flight, or even a cruise on a ship. Often it will be paid for by the company, but sometimes you're gonna have to think of something on your own. But in my instance, in my experiences, I've had a handful of commutes in which that FedEx has in fact paid me a small amount, mostly for gas. And typically this is correlated to delivering of packages. You might wonder, why would a handler also be delivering packages? Well, the problem with that is that, first off, sometimes the drivers tend to slack off on their jobs, and sometimes the contractors don't quite know what to do about it. They don't have replacements or backups or any of the sorts, and that was known to happen at least a couple years ago. Basically, when a corporate merge took place between FedEx Ground, Freight, and Express, as of mid-August 2023, the three have merged and are now basically just one singular ground hub unit. With all of today's hubs in the ground division, they're all working as they are, but with most express or freight hubs, many are either shut down or converted into ground hubs. And since then, there's just been little to no express or freight related stuff going on. And this has in turn caused a number of things to develop. Of course, I have said that there were some things going on with delivery, and that was a pretty harsh truth about it. But I'm glad that since then there's been a large increase in drivers, and especially in the hub here in Menominee Falls. So I'm more than proud to say that problem's been resolved. But commuting, at least, is a bit different for most other people. Any of those who might wear a three-piece suit, tie, and carry a briefcase, that typical cliche 9-to-5 cubicle dwelling noob case job sort of stuff. The thing is that while some people are still known to work for that entirety in the workforce, it's not quite as often anymore. Most likely because culture has changed since the start of the decade. And we're more than glad that people have been able to become more accepting of one's own desires and choice of clothing. Dress codes might still be in effect for some places. FedEx is a bit more free-spirited. Unless you're a driver. They might have you put on a specific set of clothing, complete with a vest or cargo shorts. But either way you look at it, commuting is still an interesting thing worth talking about, because what exactly is the longest that you've gone from place to place? Could it be from Manhattan to Sacramento? Could it be from Belgium to Australia? Or could it be from the North to South Pole? I wonder if something like that ever happened. A guy works all the way in the South Pole and then goes to the North Pole for some time. That would be something, right? Anyways, though, I probably don't have much more to say about this whole thing, and I might have gotten off track a couple times, but that's only because some subjects that I talk about tend to give me a unique opportunity to showcase a few dividends or directions, that of which that I can share with the subscribers. And so that's probably it for today, but I certainly will have more HJN stuff to talk about in the coming days, weeks, months, probably for another year. If I don't even get that far, that's probably fine as well, because this is the last season that I intend to do. So if you want to see more, go down to my channel to make sure to like, subscribe, comment, follow me wherever you can find me, and stay on the Hollywood side.